Hello, dear students. Today's theme is passive voice, and we'll talk about present simple tense and past simple tense in passive voice. Open your books and page 65 and 67. Aims and objectives of our lesson. Use and practice present simple passive and past simple passive forms. Now, okay, first of all, look at two sentences and try to find the difference between these sentences. Lots of tourists visit Astana every year. Astana is visited by lots of tourists every year. So, how do you think the difference between these two sentences? Now, look at the table on exercise 1 and you will see the form the using present simple, active and passive voice, and past simple, active and passive voices. In present simple, active voice, we use affirmative form. They make films in India. Passive films are made in India. Яғни бүгінгі тақырыбымыз біздің ырықсыз етісіміз present simple осы шақта қалай жасалады? Болымды сөйлемдерде they make films in India. Олар фильмдерін Индияда түсірді. Passive, яғни ырықсыз етісте сөйлем қалай өзгереді? Films are made in India. Яғни фильмдер Индияда түсірілді. Negative. They don't make films here. Films are made here. Interrogative. Do they make films in Australia? Passive. Are films made in Australia? This was present simple. Now past simple form. Past simple affirmative. They released it last Monday. Passive. It was released last Monday. Negative form. They didn't release it last Tuesday. And passive. It wasn't released last Tuesday. Interrogative. Did they release it yesterday? Passive. Was it released yesterday? How you see the difference between active and passive in question form interrogative? We use did in active voice. In passive, we use was. So let's practice and open page 64. Find examples from the text. Do you remember? The text about Forest School. We talk about Wall-E, Terminator, X-Men. So, find the examples of passive form, of passive voice. For example, was directed by, was designed and built by, is polluted, is left alone, was composed. All these passive forms of verbs you will find from the text. Okay, let's do some exercises and practice of passive voice. So, exercise 4. Read the theory. Is the similar structure in your language? So, from this table, you will see the changing from active to passive and the using of passive voice. Төртінші жаттығуда ережемізге қаратын болсақ, ырықты етіс пен ырықсыз етістің айырмашылығы және қолданылуы. Қалай жасалуы? Changing from active to passive. Inactive. George Lucas directed Star Wars. George Lucas is subject, verb directed, and the object is Star Wars. In passive, Star Wars was directed by George Lucas. What do you see? The object in active became subject and George Lucas became as an agent. So read the rules. The object of the active verb becomes the subject in the passive sentence. The active verb changes into a passive form. Next, the subject of the active verb becomes the agent. And the last one, the agent is introduced by, with using by, or it is omitted. When we use the passive voice when we don't know who did the action. For example, his car was stolen yesterday. The action is more important than the person who did it. For example, the film was released in 2008. So, қай кезде қолданамыз ырықсыз етісті? Етістік, яғни іс-әрекетті кім жасағаны белгісіз. Мысалы, оның машинасы кеше ұрланды. Немесе іс-әрекеттің жасағаны маңызды, кім емес. Яғни бізге іс-әрекет маңызды. The film was released in 2008. Бұл фильм 2008-де жарыққа шықты. Яғни кім жасағаны белгісіз. Okay, now open your copybook and write down the exercise 5. Write the sentence in the passive voice. William Shakespeare wrote Macbeth. Macbeth was written by William Shakespeare. We use by when we talk about William Shakespeare. Write down on your copybooks. Okay, if you have finished, the next task, exercise 6. And here you will see the next rule using prepositions by or with. We use by when we talk about the person who does the action. It is the agent. The picture was painted by Picasso. And with the instrument, material, ingredient from what made the thing. 6-шы тапсырмада келесі ережеміз бізде by және with предлогтары, олардың қолдануы. Егер біз іс-әрекетті кімнің жасағанын көрсететін болса, by'ды қолданамыз, және with'ді неден жасалғанын көрсету үшін қолданамыз. For example, the first, the documentary was filmed an underwater camera. Яғни, бұл жерде не бұл? We see the instrument, the camera. If it instrument, we use with. The documentary was filmed with an underwater camera. Okay, write down. The next task is exercise 7. This exercise is listening. When you will listen, use the verbs and the names to write a passive sentence about each of the following. Okay. First, you'll write the sentence using A, B, C information. Then listen and check. So, okay, listen carefully and check your sentences.
Welcome back to That's Entertainment. The next round is called True or False. All right then, let's play. True or false? America was discovered by Christopher Columbus. Bill?
True.
Correct. Next question. Hamlet was written by William Shakespeare. Bill?
That's true.
Yes, you're right again. True or false? Aida was composed by Giuseppe Verdi. Jane?
That is false.
No, sorry, Jane. Aida was composed by Giuseppe Verdi. Next question. The Pieta was sculpted by Michelangelo. Jane?
That is true.
Well done, Jane. You're right. Here is the next question. Blue Suede Shoes was sung by Elvis Presley. Bill?
That's false.
No, sorry, Bill. Blue Suede Shoes was sung by Elvis Presley. True or false? The Mona Lisa was painted by Leonardo da Vinci. Jane?
True.
Right again, Jane. Now here is the last question of this round. The telephone was invented by Alexander Graham Bell. Bill?
True.
Yes, Bill, that's right. The telephone was invented by Alexander Graham Bell. Let's take a short break. When we come back...
Okay, so if you checked your answers and if you have some mistakes, you can check it. Okay, now the next task is home task. So exercise 9 will be your home task. Ask and answer as in example. For example, you will make the question and then give your answers. For example, who was penicillin discovered by? Your answer, it was discovered by Alexander Fleming. Now write complete sentences. And I will listen to this over. You can check your answers here from your exercise here, and the listening is here. So I will show you the answers from exercise 5, and the listening is here. So our lesson is over for today. Thank you for your attention. Goodbye.